Hey everybody, welcome to the first episode of Gaming Treasures, where we talk about kind of like just pickups that I've gotten recently and kind of what I'm collecting, that kind of stuff. And this weekend was Thanksgiving and Black Friday, so I ended up getting a lot of stuff. Mainly from the GameStop. They had the buy one get one free for all PS3, 360, DS, Wii, and Wii U games, and that's about like 50% off all the games in those sections, because if you get like pair up games that are $9.99, you're just getting 50% off. But either way, that's a really good deal, so I definitely took advantage of that. I kind of went a little bit crazy, but figured I'd show you guys kind of what I got and just kind of have fun with it. So let's see how it goes. All right, here we go. All right, so first up, I'm going to show you guys the 3DS games that I got, because there's actually a little bit of a funny story with it. I got the Bravely Default, really good RPG. I played the first couple hours, really enjoyed it. Fire Emblem Echoes, I really want to get that one. I have all the other Fire Emblem games on 3DS, so that completes my Fire Emblem collection for there. I've been really getting into the series lately, so really looking forward to playing that one. And then I got Metroid Samus Returns. That's one that I kind of missed out on because it came out when the Switch was still pretty relevant. So, but the story with this one is actually kind of funny, because I ended up buying the Fire Emblem and Bravely Default a little bit before that. So, like before they had the buy two get one free. So what I ended up doing was the day of Black Friday, so kind of, you know how it is with Black Friday, they go hectic day before or like on Thanksgiving and do their sales then. So I went when it was a little less hectic and was like, hey, so-and-so, could I return these two games? Because they have like a policy there where if you don't like a game, you can return it within a week if it's pre-owned. So I'm like, can I return these two games and then get this other one for free? And I knew the guy before, because, you know, high school, and I go to that GameStop pretty frequently. So he was like, yeah, sure, whatever. So I ended up getting the Metroid Samus Returns for free, even though I really shouldn't have, you know, to be fair. But I'll take the free game, no questions asked, you know, that kind of thing. Next up, I'll show you guys a couple of PS3 games, because, you know, this is a big stack we got to get through. So first two I got were the Batman Arkham Asylum and Arkham City games. I've heard really good things about these Batman games. I've never played them before, and they were just a couple bucks each, so they were both the same price. Got to pair them together. Can't pass up on that kind of deal. Definitely looking forward to trying those out. Next we have Dante's Inferno for the PS3. Now, Dante's Inferno is another like hack and slash, kind of like God of War kind of thing, original God of War, not the new one, that I heard was pretty fun. I heard good things, so I definitely want to give it a chance. It was another pretty cheap one. It was this is the Divine Edition, so I don't really know what the differences are, but definitely looking forward to trying that one out as well. All right, let's move on to a couple of Wii games. So first up, we have A Boy and His Blob for the Wii. This is a Wii game that I've been pretty curious about, just kind of in passing. I played a decent amount of the NES version. I know that this is probably a little bit different than that, but I want to give it a shot. It looks kind of cool and different for the Wii, so I figured why not? You know, with this great deal, you really do get a lot of bang for your buck when it comes to these systems, so I figured why not go for it? And then next up we have the two priciest games I ended up getting during this Black Friday deal, at least at GameStop, and that would be Kirby's Return to Dreamland and Mario Kart Wii. I actually had Kirby's Return to Dreamland a long time ago, and I enjoyed it, but I ended up trading it for Star Wars Battlefront 2 on the Xbox, I believe, which, if you look now, they're both valued at kind of the same, so pretty decent trade, you know, especially back then. I liked Battlefront 2 a lot more back then than I did Kirby, and even maybe today. But either way, definitely liked the game a lot. It was a little bit kind of play it safe Kirby, same with Kirby Star Allies. I feel like it's kind of the same thing there, but I do think Return to Dreamland is a little bit better and more enjoyable overall. There's more stuff to do in it. And I do look forward to kind of revisiting it, because it is kind of a game from my childhood. And then Mario Kart Wii, I actually missed out on this one. I played it once at a Smash Brothers tournament because they had Mario Kart on the side, just for people playing for fun, and I played like a round or two because I was just waiting. But other than that, I have zero experience with this game, and it's been years. I probably wasn't even a teenager when I first played it, so kind of interested to see where Mario Kart stacks up against other Mario Kart games, as it's like the only one I don't know right currently. So remedy that this time. All right, next up, let's go into a couple movies actually. I figure these two will go good together. I got Rocket Man and Bohemian Rhapsody on Blu-ray. Both really good music films. If I had to rate one over the other, I'd say Rocket Man. I prefer that a little bit more, but Bohemian Rhapsody is still a really, really good movie. I actually just watched this last night with my dad. He enjoyed it a lot first time watching it. But yeah, they're both just kind of, obviously they're not super true to real life. There's like timeline stuff that's messed up that I've heard and read some articles on, that they're not super accurate, but they're just entertaining films. And I think if you give them a shot, if you're interested in the subject, I'd say give them a chance. You know, they're pretty decent for sure. So how about we do a little bit of the Wii U here. So I have some Wii U games right here. Whoop. Gotta move those. But yeah, I got Kirby and the Rainbow Curse on Wii U. Very interesting game. You use the touchpad to control the whole thing. Couldn't be ported to the Switch. It is one of the few first-party Nintendo games that I don't own on the Wii U that is on this or isn't on the Switch. So I'm pretty curious to see how it is. It looks kind of cool. I saw the Game Grumps play it a little bit, and it's definitely different for sure. And then Ninja Gaiden 3 for the Wii U. It was just one of those ones where I kind of needed another game to get the free offer, and you know, why not for the $5 price, kind of get it for free anyways. I've heard kind of mixed things about Ninja Gaiden 3, but I kind of want to build up the Wii U library a little bit more. It's pretty tiny in comparison to everything else. Alrighty, and how about a couple of DS games? I got Cookin' Mama for the DS and Crash Boom Bang. I've actually never heard of this one. Even people covering like Crash games you never heard of. I've never heard of Crash Boom Bang, so I'm kind of curious about that one. And then for Cookin' Mama, I do have a lot of nostalgia for it. Whenever my sister had a DS, that was one of her favorite games. That and Animal Crossing were probably the two games that she played the most. And I ended up playing it a little bit too. And I was probably like 8 or 9 back then. So it's gonna bring back a lot of memories. I feel like I did play it quite a bit back then. So definitely looking forward to the nostalgia rush that that's gonna bring. Next up, we got a Game Boy game, Tetris Attack. Did not get this on a Black Friday deal, but I got it at a pawn shop at the same time period, so it was like $2. And I know that there's a Super Nintendo version, I think, but for $2 I figured I'd try out the Game Boy one. Why not? All right, so let's go for the PS Vita next. Trying to keep the Vita alive, you know? I don't have that many Vita games. It's the same thing with the Wii U almost. Kind of almost justifying the purchase when it comes to the Vita. So if I see some good Vita games for a good deal, I'll pick them up if I don't have them already. So I got the Mod Nation Racers Road Trip. I'm not familiar with the series, but I have heard good things. I don't know how the Vita one is. I'm kind of, again, a lot of these games I'm very curious about. But this one looks pretty decent. It looks like a good substitute for Mario Kart or like Sonic and All-Stars Racing, that Crash Team Racing. It looks like kind of a good fourth pillar kind of game. And then Uncharted Golden Abyss. I actually didn't like this one back in the day when I first played it. I think I played the demo or something, or maybe my friend had it. I really wasn't a fan, but I think I'm a little bit more open to the different kind of play control that it might have. So let's see how it goes. I'm kind of curious for that one. All right, let's do a Switch game. I got the Final Fantasy X and X-2 bundle. It's kind of sucky that you have to download X-2, but other than that, it was a decent price for this at Walmart, and I figured I'm getting more and more into RPGs every day. It feels like I've really been into the RPGs lately. I've been just playing through Child of Light as of most recently. So I figured, why not have another RPG in the back burner, kind of see how it goes. I like Final Fantasy 15 a lot. That's the only one I've ever beaten, so I'm curious to see about the rest of the series kind of thing. All right, next up we'll do a 360 game. We got Bionic Commando for the 360. I'm really curious to see how bad this really is. It was super cheap, so I figured, why not give it a shot? I know it's like legendarily bad reboot, and that's a couple of these games I got just for the meme of it almost, where it's like, I just want to see if it's as bad as everyone says it is. I'm pretty curious for that one. All right, let's do a couple more PS3 games. Why not? That's the biggest pile by far. So first up, we have Darksiders. I don't own any Darksiders games. I've heard it's a great series, and I've heard the first one is super good, so I'm looking forward to trying that one out. Dark Void. My friend from high school, I still talk to him today, but we met in high school. He loves this game, so I want to kind of see what it's like. It looks unique, like you kind of have to fly around and almost like an open world kind of Iron Man, what Iron Man game should have been. So I am looking forward to trying that one out. Dead or Alive 5. Now, I haven't really dipped my toes in the Dead or Alive series that much. I might have one on the PS2, one of them, but I'm not sure which. But Dead or Alive always was one of the fighting games that kind of eluded me as far as playing. I've played a lot of Virtua Fighter, Tekken, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, all that stuff. Smash Brothers if you count that. So this is definitely one of the major fighting games that I have missed out on. So I'll keep trying to remedy that. All right, let's go for a couple of modern games. We got, for the Xbox One, we got Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Now that was a pretty good deal. It was almost half off at Walmart. So, and my friends want to play it online with me on the Xbox. That's why I decided to go for the Xbox version. So I figured, why not hop in, give it a chance. I have played it a little bit here and there. I think the gunplay in it is pretty fun. You know, I'm not a huge Call of Duty guy, but it is a pretty entertaining game. Next, we got another Xbox One game is Devil May Cry 5. Devil May Cry 5, the reason I went with the Xbox version instead of PS4 is because of the censorship of the PS4 version. You might not think it's a big deal, but I really don't like supporting censorship in any sense of the word. So I figured, why not get the Xbox One version? I've heard great things about DMC 5. I like the DMC remake. That's the only one I've beaten actually in the series. You might murder me for saying that, but I was a fan, so I think I'll really like DMC 5. It's probably gonna be a lot better. All right, a few more PS3 games. Why not? We got Dragon's Dogma, a pretty fun RPG, kind of like Skyrim thing for the PS4 or PS3. You know, I've heard really good things about it, so I'm definitely looking forward to trying that one out. Driver San Francisco. I think it's Scott Reed maybe, or Robinson or something, that talks about this game constantly on his channel. He's a pretty mid-range YouTuber, like 500,000, maybe even close to 1 million. He is pretty fun. I like his stuff, and he talks about this game a ton, so I had to try it at that price. I really want to see if it's as good as he says it is, so we'll see though. And then Fear, the first Fear. I've heard great things about the first Fear and maybe the second one. I can't remember if that one's supposed to be good. I know the third one kind of dropped the ball for at least the fans. So, but I am looking forward to getting into the series and trying it out because it definitely seems like a different kind of shooter. A couple more Wii games here. So first we got Mario Power Tennis. This is a port of the GameCube game with the new play controls. I figured, you know, why not give it a chance? I don't mind Wii Sports Tennis, and I do like the Mario sports games a lot. So why not give it a chance? I'm a big fan of Mario Golf Toadstool Tour, so I wanted to see if this was as jam-packed with content as that one is. And then Mario Strikers Charged. I love Relax, and he says really good things about this game in his review. So I really want to try that. It looks super fun, super entertaining, and I'm super excited to give it a go. All right, next up, why don't we go for a Switch game? We got Killer Queen Black. Now, I don't really know too much about this game. It was super cheap, like 10, 15 bucks, so I figured why not give it a shot. The back looks really fun, kind of retro style, and you know, I've definitely heard the name, I just don't really know much about it, so I think it has up to 8 players if you play it online, which sounds like it'd be really fun. All right, let's get through a couple more of these PS3 games. For goodness sakes, if we don't do it now, we'll never get through them. We got God of War Ascension first. I think I have all of the God of War games besides the new one on the PS3 now, so that completes pretty much the whole collection of every God of War released. I like the series. I'm not super well versed in it other than the first one, but I do like the series. I gotta kind of get through it, kind of sit through it, and just beat all the games because they're fun and they're definitely all pretty high quality, at least from what I've played and heard. Little Big Planet karting. This is one I'm very, very curious about because I've heard that it's not the greatest racing game in the world, but you know, I do like Little Big Planet 1 and 2 a lot, so I want to give it a chance. You know, I love the characters, and I think it does have the potential to be a very fun game for sure. All right, let's go for another movie. I didn't get too many movies this Black Friday. Usually I do get more, but I was limiting myself just to Blu-rays because I'm kind of done with the DVDs. You know, it's been a long time that I've gotten DVDs and Blu-rays, and usually DVDs because they're cheaper, but I'm like, I'm just gonna upgrade. It's time to go straight Blu-ray because it does look a lot better. So I got the Dragon Ball Super Broly, the movie. So this is one, I've been interested in all the Dragon Ball Super movies. I haven't seen any of them yet, but this was only like $6 and normally like it's 25, so I kind of had to try it at that deal. I've seen some of Dragon Ball Super, I'm not super familiar, pun intended, but I don't know if I should like catch up on it before I watch this, but I kind of want to just give this a whirl and see what it's like. It looks like a lot of fun, stupid kind of fun movie, so we'll see, I guess. All right, last game for the 360, we got Crackdown 2. Crackdown, I love the first game a lot back in the day. I haven't played it probably since back when it was relevant, I guess. Probably when Crackdown 2 was newer. I bought Crackdown 1 because I wanted to see what it was all about. And I really like Crackdown 1. It's a great game for the time. It's super fun. And I've heard good things about Crackdown 2. It's a shame that Crackdown 3 wasn't super well received. I probably, catch me in like, you know, this game's a decade old, so catch me in 2029 picking up Crackdown 3 on Black Friday. But we'll see. I don't know. I am super big fan of the first one, so I hope that this lives up to the expectations of that. All right, a few more PS3 games. Mafia 2. I've heard great things about Mafia 2. People were super disappointed about Mafia 3. But if they were super disappointed about Mafia 3, that gives me reason to believe that Mafia 2 is a pretty good game. So I really want to see if it is as good as everyone says it is. So why not give it a shot, you know? All right, NBA Jam. I've watched Old Screw Attack all the time, and Stuttering Craig, he loves NBA Jam, the remake. So I figured, you know, I gotta try it. I've wanted to try this game for a long time, but it's a little bit pricey, usually. But with this sale, you know, it's dirt cheap, you know? 50% off, can't beat it. I think last time I saw it in there, it was like 30 bucks, and then it was way cheaper now, plus the sale. Gotta give it a try. I've wanted to try this game for years. Got a couple more Wii games. Mario Super Slugger. This one has a lot of nostalgia for me. I remember playing this with my good friend back in middle school. I like the game a lot. It is fun, and you know, it's the same thing with like Cookin' Mama and all that. I can't wait to go on the little nostalgia trip that it'll inevitably put me through. So we'll see how that goes. Definitely looking forward to giving this a shot too. I own like all the Mario sports games on the Wii now, I guess. I don't know, I bought them all just now. All right, next up is Namco Museum Remix. I do like the Namco Museums. This looks like almost like all the Namco Museum games are in 3D, which looks interesting. And all the games, it looks like based on the cover, have Pac-Man in them. It has 14 games in all, so I could not try it for that price, you know what I'm saying? All right, next up we got a few more PS3 games. I think I've said that about 50 times here because I went a little bit wild on PS3. But first we got Prototype, an open world kind of almost like Infamous kind of superhero game where you're the bad guy. You know, it looked like a lot of fun. I know people didn't like the second one that much, but again, if people were disappointed in the second one, then the first one must be pretty decent. So definitely want to give this one a shot for sure. Ratchet & Clank Future: A Crank in Time. I've heard really good things about this game, and along with that, I got Ratchet & Clank Into the Nexus. You know, I played the remake of Ratchet & Clank, and I absolutely loved it. It was fantastic. Great game. Played the first one all the way through, I believe, after that, and then the second one I didn't play the third one, but I had it all in like the PS4 trilogy or PS3 trilogy. And I kind of want to just get the whole series because it seems like a really good 3D platformer that people really don't really talk about anymore. Like, of course it was popular. They had like 7 or 8 sequels, so it had to be popular. But no one really looks at it anymore, and I kind of want to give it a chance and see what is super good in the series. Next up, we'll do the one and only PS4 game. I got Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice. I love Bloodborne. Beat that game back when it was kind of new. I've played some of the Dark Souls games, haven't gotten super into them, but Sekiro seems more my speed because I liked Bloodborne so much. It seems a little bit faster paced than Dark Souls like Bloodborne was. I do want to eventually beat all the Dark Souls games and this, but I think I might put this up first before those because, like I said, it seems kind of more my speed, and it seems a lot different than the Dark Souls games are. The Dark Souls games all kind of have a similar aesthetic, but this is, you know, kind of feudal Japan. Very interesting, almost like Neo. It's like they took, the Dark Souls team took the idea from Neo and was like, okay, we'll make the Dark Souls of that since you're trying to copy us, kind of thing. But I am looking forward to playing it. I've heard great things, so we'll see how it goes. All right, next up we got another PS3 game, Remember Me. I've heard mixed things about it. It is one of those other ones where it's like, well, I'm gonna get it for free. Why not? Give it a shot. I forget what the mechanic of this game was. It had a weird mechanic. It's by Capcom though, and it was during the Capcom era where Capcom wasn't the best and not as good as they are now, like where they kind of come back and bring back their old series. But I figured why not give it a chance, because it was one of those ones where it's like, okay, I need like a $5 game if I want to get a free one. It's better than to get nothing, you know? So like the great Keiji Inafune said, it's better than nothing. All right, and then to continue the memes, why not go for another PS3 game, Ridge Racer 7. I purely got this one because of the meme of whenever the PS3 first came out, and it's like, you know, $600 or $700, and it's like, you can play Ridge Racer 7 on launch day or whatever, like that meme that I'm sure you've probably seen, along with the giant crabs, or the giant real life crabs or whatever. So I had to give it a shot, see if Ridge Racer 7 is worth spending $600 on to get the PS3 back then. Out of all these games, this is probably one of the ones that's top of my you gotta play this soon list, because I gotta know. All right, let's do the last movie. We got National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Great deal for the Blu-ray. Again, it was $6, just like the Dragon Ball thing. I love that movie, and Christmas is coming up. It's one of my favorite Christmas movies, so I figured, what the heck, you know, make it a tradition to watch it every year for Christmas. Don't have to rely on cable or streaming, just have it right there, kind of thing. All right, let's do another Wii game. We got Resident Evil 4, the Wii edition. Now, I've heard that the Resident Evil 4 Wii edition is the best one because of the motion controls. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of motion controls, so we'll see if I really kind of get into it, but I've heard nothing but praise about this one. Super good version of the game. I do have the PS4 and GameCube one, but I really want to see what the motion controls add to the game for sure. And why not finish off the Wii with the Resident Evil Dark Side Chronicles? Now, based on the back of the box, this looked like a point and click kind of on-rail shooter. I really don't know too much about this game. I don't know if people like it. I don't know if people hate it. I don't know if it's somewhere in between, but it has Leon Kennedy on the cover. And I'm kind of curious, you know? Resident Evil is another one of the series where I'm kind of recently just getting into it, and I kind of missed out on back in the day. So I figured, why not give it a chance? Let's do a Wii U game. I got the Pokken Tournament. The only reason I got this instead of like the Switch one was because it was the buy one, get one free. And I mean, the Switch one's still like $40. And I'm not curious enough in this game to pay $40 for it. Like, that's a little high for that kind of game. I don't think I'd play it that much. I don't think I'm gonna play this that much, to be honest. But I am curious about it. I've played the demo. It did seem like it was pretty fun. So I wanted to give it a shot, and like I said before, gonna need a reason to turn on my Wii U and now and then. So, another PS3 game, we got Skate. I've heard so many good things about the Skate games, and I've never played any of them. So I figured, give the first one a chance, see if the series is as fun as everyone says it is. So let me know in the comments what you think of the Skate games. I heard everyone screaming for Skate 4, you know? So I'm looking forward to it. All right, let's finish up the PS3 games. Didn't think I'd be able to say that, but XCOM Enemy Unknown. I've heard really good things about this game in the XCOM series. Again, another series I'm not familiar with, but I really like turn-based strategy games, so I gotta give it a whirl for sure. Definitely maybe put a review out for this one. We'll see though. Alright, the last Wii U game, Sonic Lost World. This is a Wii U game. I do not think they're going to port to Switch. Oh, didn't feel like anything was in there. Well, had me a little worried. But yeah, I'm curious. I don't know if I'll like or dislike this game. It looks interesting with like the kind of spherical, like Mario Galaxy almost, level design with the Sonic. I do really want to try it because it does look different and kind of pretty not that bad, honestly. So I do definitely want to see if I enjoy it or absolutely hate it, like pretty much every Sonic game. And then lastly, I got Spyro the Reignited Trilogy. I already had it on PS4. I'm going to sell that PS4 copy because the Switch port of the game is really well done. The graphics are still great. Obviously not quite as good as the PS4. It still looks really good and way better than the PlayStation ones, obviously. I do like the controls a little bit more in the PlayStation ones, but that might be just nostalgia talking. But I do love the Reignited Trilogy, and I'm super happy to have it on Switch. Well, alright guys, that was all the games I picked up on Black Friday. It was a little bit crazy. I think I might have gone a little bit too overboard with it, and you know, we'll see about next year, maybe bringing it in a little. But I thought it was really fun. It's almost like a family tradition to go to Walmart for Black Friday after we eat and all that stuff, because everyone's got their own thing. You know, usually someone's working, so usually leave around whenever the Black Friday deals are going anyway, so a group of us go and it's a fun time. And then I went to GameStop today, you know, on my own time. Went hit up 3 different GameStops actually, because you know, 2 where I'm from, and then I came back up to school, so it's 1 on the way there kind of thing. But yeah, it was really fun to look, especially at the GameStop, to find all these games and get some good deals. And I'm sure I'll have probably 1,000 hours worth of entertainment here, so probably won't be buying any games anytime soon. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this. If you guys want me to keep doing this in the future, if I, you know, do end up picking up some more games, maybe I'll do another one. This is kind of like inspired by how the Happy Console Gamer does it with the new game stuff. But I figured, you know, put my own little spin on it, see what you guys think. So definitely let me know down below. And, you know, I hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving if you celebrate that. And, you know, fun Black Friday too. So anyways, guys, until the next video.